victim. I don't want to see victims, but the girl. First thing we need to do to dye her is we need to take off the wig and we need to pop out the eyes. Now, if you're very afraid of dolls with no eyes, with no hair, with the heads off, this is not your journey. I'm so sorry, but this is not your journey. She is a newer doll, so of course she has the little zip tie. The nice thing is that with some scissors, I've seen people use like seam rippers. Probably not the best idea to use big old scissors if you've never done this before. I would use like cuticle scissors, something small. Or if you're like me and just decide, let's go for the gusto, you can use some big old scissors. She has like a little area where you can see that they re-sewed this up. So if you don't want to re-sew this up, you don't have to. I've seen people do it. It's all, of course, what you want. You are going to need another zip tie. I'm also ready for her eye swab, so that's why this is here. But if you look right here, there is this. And if you move it to the side, you can see the little zip tie. So you maneuver it around, finagle it around, and then you should be able, this might take a while if you're like me. I am not a master customizer in any way, shape, or form. I just like to get my Sid from Toy Story on. The worst part is that when you can see it and it, you know, oh, there we go. I'm gonna do it off camera because it's making me. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to be able to, of course, pop it off, but you want to actually get your scissors. If this was the zip tie, here, let me take it out and I'll show you. The trick is, and it's easier to show this with the thing out, is that once you have it like this, and it's obviously like this intact, you want to get this up, the scissors up, so you could cut it. You might not be able to actually like close the scissors, but if you pull it up and like push it up with enough force, you'll be able to cut the zip tie. Of course, please use caution. Please be safe. Do not cut yourself with the scissors if you can help it. The reason I picked this doll is because, of course, when I got her, a lot of her freckling is done. She's got this pink all over her. She was definitely like well loved by a little kiddo, but we're gonna give her a second life, and her eyebrows are kind of like bleeding off. So this is who we're gonna use. Obviously, we're not gonna dye her anytime soon. We gotta take out the eyes. We gotta take off the wig. We've got about a minute left on the boiling hot water to do the eye swap. And we all know how I feel about blue eyes on dress molds. So we are gonna take these abominations out and we're gonna make this diva, give her a new life. Am I the only one who finds this sound like funny? So this is not going to be an eye swap tutorial. I'm probably the last person in the world qualified to do an eye swap tutorial, much less one on a dress mold. If you've heard it once, you've heard it a million times. The hardest mold to do an eye swap on is the chest mold, because of course the nature of the mold is that an eye opening is so small. It's hard to get it out, but let's go with God. So the big thing is that you are going to need boiling water. Again, please use precaution. I have, oh my God. Now you fill it up all the way. You get something to kind of keep it there. And you put it in, I put them in for 7 minutes. I set a timer for 7 minutes. I'm gonna go do something else for 7 minutes. Keep in mind, you might need to reheat the water, so that's why I'm keeping it out here. We'll go over to what we need for the dye itself. Hello again. So I have the water filling up. I'm using a very, very big, like, pot. This is what works for me. Obviously, you don't want to use something that you cook in, because this is going to be synthetic dye. I fill it up pretty high, and then you need this to be boiling by the time that you get anything in it. I'm so sorry about how I look, but we're gonna live, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna love. So remember when we said we were gonna put the body away? Now we need to take out the stuffing. Now, full disclosure, full transparency, I probably do this wrong. I skip a step. I know my limits as a doll customizer. One thing that I know I will not be able to do, it's not my journey, is I wouldn't be able to take her limbs apart and put them back together. I'm not Bob the Builder, I'm Sid from Toy Story. What I do is I put the body in intact. Now, if you know, and I've never really shown them, but this part right here, that's obviously not going to be exposed when it's in the boiling water. It is going to be this color. If you don't like that, you can do the method. Pro tip, I just realized, if you haven't taken off the wig and she's a newer doll, like, what is this? Is she number 110? I don't know the new one, I'm not gonna lie. The steam and like the heat from the eye swab, the boiling hot water from the eye swab, help you take the wig off. Now, I thought this wig was in better condition. It really is, wig. So now it is time to dye her. So here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need your boiling hot pot of water. Rit dye more. It has to be Rit dye more. It can't just be Rit dye. It has to be Rit dye more because it has to be synthetic, because these dolls are vinyl and any old dye does not work. The nice thing is that Rit dye more comes in so many different colors. So if you want to do like the fun alien dolls, they do it like green, they do it pink, they do it blue. But the ones that we're going to use today are chocolate brown and sandstone. So sandstone, I know the color looks a little misleading, but I use the two of them together. I mix the two of them together. I like how it turns out. You need tongs, so you don't want to burn yourself. Also, we can be honest, maybe don't wear white, because the dye can get on your clothes. It can like spit. It does not feel good when it gets on your skin, but it's okay. I always like to do the body first, kind of get a feel of what color you're gonna go for, and then add as you need to. The biggest, I also like to start lightly and add more as I feel fit. So she's very close to boiling, right? Very, very close. Start little and add more. So I did take the body out. I had her in there for about 2 minutes. The big thing is like to keep obviously like spinning around, like stirring, like she's noodles, like she's, just keep stirring. And I'll show you how the color progress is. So right now she's kind of comparable to maybe like, I don't know the skin tone numbers anymore, so like to create your own generator, but a little bit lighter than Konami. This is of course compared to the head. So we'll give it a second and we'll put it back in. Okay, so I had her in for longer. Right now she's about, this is Moana. Like, this is the skin tone that Moana is. And this is about where Mooney is. Of course, comparing it to the, yes, you understand. I think I want to go a touch deeper. So, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna be 1000% honest here. We don't lie on this channel. It's been like 2 weeks. So I dyed her all in one night. The biggest thing that I can say once you dye a doll is you do have to let her fully dry because you don't want mold growing. You don't want to put the stuffing back in and have it be soggy and then like mildew. There's just a million things that can go wrong if you don't wait. I always recommend waiting at least overnight. If you can do a full 24, for sure do that. But the biggest thing is just letting her fully dry. And also, I bought a wig for her. She was originally going to have the Yvette wig that Lamb has. Now, honestly, I put it on her and I was like, no, it's not right. I got this second wig kind of as a backup. I had to wait for it to come in off of eBay. Are you ready for the grand reveal? Yes. She doesn't have a name. I believe that this is the wig from either a Truly Me doll or Peaches and Cream Barbie, the deeper skinned Josefina mold. I could be wrong, but she is just gorgeous. I really am happy with her. I put her in this outfit. Not gonna lie, not a favorite of mine, but you know, they all can't be ragers. They all can't be iconic. We have to find out who she is, and right now she is giving last day of school in 2015, and I can't blame her for that. But I think she is stunning. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, I know that, like I said, I'm not in any way, shape, or form qualified to have made this video, but I made it. Gotta give the people what they want. And if you have any questions, you want any clarification, please don't hesitate to reach out either in the comments or either on like TikTok or Instagram. I'm happy to help you because I want you to be able to make this and not have to spend $275. Thank you so much for watching. I know that this video was crazy kooky and very, very long and not as in depth as it maybe should have been, judging by how long it was, but we had a good time. So if I have a name for her by the time this goes up, I will comment it. But knowing me, probably not. Thank you for watching. Take care. Also, this fell off. Bye.